you're just connecting, here you go. And it is Jasmy. So let's jump right into that. And we continuously cover Jasmy here at CTN. I'm glad that we do, because I feel as though it is a great risk to reward ratio type of cryptocurrencies that are out there and so on. And what stands out to me is now starting to take off. And this is why I feel as though I think we did get bottom. I stated that earlier. We're not currently at bottom as we speak, but I mean, even at this particular entry point, right, it's well below a penny. It's still not too shabby, even though it's pumping. Don't FOMO, but maybe wait for a little bit of a dip. But if you haven't made a particular entry point, look more into Jasmy, because they're labeled as the Bitcoin in Japan. It is considered still a distressed asset, but I don't think it's a rug pull. We established that before. I don't think this is a rug pull, because if anything, it was, this was a direct response based on what happened with Terra Luna, based off what happened with, Celsius, VGX. Heck, you can even throw the likes of FTX into the mix. But now we understand that just because Japan is very hardcore, if you will, when it comes to regulation, right? They do kind of seem like they have the best interests of their citizens at heart. Kind of wish the United States did, to a sense. But at the same time, I realized that if that would have happened, a lot of these things could have tanked. But there's something to be said that you at least have somebody, whether it's part of regulation, if you will, to come in and do something at the right time. Is that what happened to Jasmy? Well, hear me out on this. I feel as though they came in, it tanked the price, right? That's not a rug pull. That's just basically government. The same could be applied to the likes of Turkey, for that matter. If you've been following the whole thing that happened with Turkey a while back and so on, they were very, very pro-crypto. Well, the government came in, made that ban and so on. That changes everything. But listen to this. Bullish global reaction to Jasmy developing their own proprietary AI engine and technology, in addition to the news that companies will begin onboarding in Q4 of this year, 2023, reducing the overall circulating supply of Jasmy, right? And guys, this was published earlier today. As we know, Jasmy rose 14% following an AI roadmap reveal. Let's jump more into this. And here it is. Jasmy rises 14% following the AI roadmap reveal. Like I mentioned, Japanese startup Jasmy Corporation cryptocurrency saw a surge in value on the market, jumping 14%. Big reason for this was the unveiling of the particular roadmap for Jasmy. You got to keep in mind that old particular roadmap was very, very underwhelming. And this new one at least kind of gives you a perspective of where they're going here in the future. And that's good, because you want to have buyer confidence, right? So there's AI cryptocurrencies hype, if you will. The use of artificial intelligence in the world of cryptocurrencies have been gaining popularity with such projects as ChatGPT. I've been using it myself. But let's face it, the info only dates back to 2021, but it's going to get there. It just takes time, like with anything that's new. But it states, and majority leading the change, low capitalization AI tokens have started to see a rapid rise, displaying the dynamics of a bull market. In the last 24 hours, the capitalization of the entire AI sector saw, listen, as a 25% increase to reach 4.75 billion, as reported by CMC. How do we know that? Well, here's a standout one. AGIX, right? We cover that for many months now. Singularity Net, aka AGIX, we covered it at roughly 4 cents. And if anything, that is like, I think, over 60 cents as we speak, right? I believe it might be close to 1,000% increase in the last 30 days. All right. But anyway, Jasmy's developmental plan. Jasmy has now fallen into the category of rapidly rising AI tokens, thanks to its development plan for 2023. I know it sounds crazy. Like, why would you throw Jasmy into the likes of AI? Well, just hear me out. The company plans to develop its own AI engine. That's the key thing, because they're developing an AI engine. That's where you get this particular claim of obviously AI. But that's going to happen in the first half of the year, as well as the launch of a community grant. Excuse me. Grant and work on a fan token platform. In addition to these AI-focused endeavors, Jasmy Corporation also has plans to expand its core businesses in the Internet of Things sector. And, we did show you this particular outline before. I'll just blow it up a little bit. It's kind of blurry right here. I do apologize for that. But when they're talking about that fan token, that's going to come, at least the start of it's going to come in the beginning of Q2 of 2023. So basically, what is that, like April, something like that, March, April-ish. It could get delayed. It just depends. This whole thing of carbon credits, right? So this is getting brought up quite a bit. HBAR brings it up. Now you see, for instance, Jasmy brings it up. Shoot, Algo probably brings it up. And that's going to be a thing in the future, right? Whether people think that's conspiracy theory crap and whatnot, I don't think so. I think that's a real thing in the future. I don't know how soon in the future, but in the future, in regards to that. I think, if anything, the state of Washington is proof that they're already doing it. If you don't believe me, look at what's going on with the state of Washington. Like, they're banning literally, regular engine-based cars, if you will, right? It's leaning towards 100% green. Think about it, right? Carbon credits, right? People, even in Washington, if you had a vintage car, I guess you're going to have carbon credits. Not trying to turn this to a conspiracy thing, but literally this keeps coming up, right? It makes you think like, wow, this might be here sooner than you think. All right, going a little bit further down, like it says, in conclusion, Jasmy's recent surge in value, is a testament to the growing interest and potential in the field of AI cryptocurrencies. The company's ambitious development plan for 2023 has caught the attention of many crypto enthusiasts like myself, like some of you guys, making a promising investment opportunity in the near future. And even without knowing anything more about the likes of Jasmy, if you went to, for instance, CMC and you just, checked it out over here, yesterday it was the #1 trending crypto. It might still be trending as we speak. Yep, it dropped from first to number 13. I mean, look at the stats on this, man. I mean, up 14.5%, on the 7-day chart, 57%, and up a whopping 111.58% on that particular 30-day chart. It is really, really impressive to see what is going on with the likes of Jasmy. But what is consistent here is also noticing this: artificial liquid intelligence, right? We cover that quite a bit too. About 500%. I've been talking about this since it was at like a penny and a half, if I'm not mistaken. This was a great swing trade for most of 2022. But again, what's the consistent thing here? The consistent thing is what you see with AI, right? Here's another example, right? I'm pretty sure it's Fetch is in that mix. I don't know. I want to say Veracity is. I know they're doing a lot of things to solve, what's going on with, for instance, getting real views on, like YouTube videos, making sure that it's actual people watching like a commercial and not bots, right? Because I mean, that's a waste of ad revenue. But yeah, even Singularity DAOs is on there. Obviously, Singularity Net is the #1 trending one right now. It's really something else to see this. But I mean, Jasmy is it's got a lot of traction. So we're gonna pull that up for just a brief moment. I want people to understand where we gone with this. I mean, this soon, in my humble opinion, is going to be the top 100. You're already seeing where it was previously. We do have a confirmed market cap of 371.28 million. The circulating supply, look at that, guys. Is already at 93%. And some people stated that, I don't know if it's by the end of the year. I think that might be the case, that we're going to have 100% of circulation out soon. But don't quote me on that. Here's a little idea of what's happened in the past with Jasmy. I remember this one guy said, oh, it was never over 25%. So I don't know where this guy was stating this, but it was well over that. So, this was as high, at least by CMC standards, as high as $4.29. So, I mean, again, even at $4, I mean, I hold like 100K. My Cornwall holds a lot more than that. I mean, even if it did 1/4 of the all-time highs, for me, that's $100,000 worth of Jasmy. It's like, this is one of the most attractive risk to reward ratios out there because of the price. So even with it pumping at 0.007, I came at 0.006. Some of you guys DCA'd most, a lot of times. Like, for instance, you saw this at, I think in the 2s, right? A lot of times this was in the threes for a while. So you guys did, very well on your DCA. But, for some people that are fudding this, yeah, like this guy, 50 billion, laughing my, bad token disruption law, bro, people will be rugged soon. This is a guy who has clearly not researched Jasmy. This is not a case of the developers rugging the project. If anything, this is a perfect example of, the government, the Japanese government coming in, putting, strong regulation, if you will, saying, look, we are banning what? US-based stable coins or foreign-based stable coins, right? Tether, USDC, Circle's USDC. Now we had, of course, I should say now, this has been released about over a couple weeks now, reports that they are unbanning by June of these particular stable coins. If you're not connecting the dots here, I don't know what you're doing. This is one of the most attractive risk to reward ratio coin/tokens out there. Why would I want to come into Jasmy and FOMO in because, the mainstream media is like, oh my God, I could totally see this happening. What is today? The 7th? Again, let's mark it on our calendar again. I think at some point, mainstream media, when they see the market cap of this explode, even if this just goes to like 50 cents, $1, whatever the case be, right? I got 50 cents. That would be, my holdings would be worth 50 grand. Some of you guys got a lot more than that. But mainstream media will literally get on this like you have no idea. They'll say, wow, did you know that Jasmy coin, the Bitcoin in Japan, went from 0.00 2829 to now being worth like 50 cents or $1 or whatever the case be, right? If you would have put this much into it, you'd be a multi-millionaire, stuff like that. But they will never report about all the history of what happened with this. Maybe and they won't talk about, for instance, what they have with this fan token. They won't talk about what they're doing with AI. They will not talk about. There's only two mainstream narratives when it comes to the likes of this and other ones, and that is to the moon or crash. That's it. That's the only thing they will ever report on. So I just want people to understand there's a distinct difference when it comes to community-driven news, like from crypto Twitter and so on, or like what we bring you, right? Some of the YouTubers and so on, people on Rumble and whatnot, compared to the mainstream media outlets. They have their narrative. Our narrative is to provide you the facts, to provide you the research, what we've gathered and so on. It's not financial advice, but if anything, these are the things I'm personally doing. And last I checked, I did pretty well for 2021, 10K to 220K. But I didn't want to be satisfied with that. I wanted to reinvest a lot of this into a lot of these things you see right here, because I'm trying to create generational wealth.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.